focus again on the schedule, the consequential amendments to the Principal Act, and take my lead from my colleague Darren Fenton, who made a great contribution in this area, and one which I'm sure at some stage, as these matters get to the Employment Court, if it still exists, or to the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court, that they will be cognisant of. And I want to, in particular, go to section 16 bracket 4 of the Principal Act, which, as we established after a little bit of work last time, is the Holidays Act 2003, the Principal Act. And I know that it's spelt principal with an AL and not an LE, because the way that's been changed now, it could never be described as a principled act. It is a principal act in this particular case. But as a consequential amendment to the Principal Act, section 16.4 is repealed and substituted with a new, not surprisingly, a new section 4, which says an employee's entitlement to annual holidays remains in force until that employee has either, or it says A, taken all of the entitlement as paid holidays, or been paid out under section 28B for the entitlement in the entitlement year. Now, one of the questions that I want to ask, and it does get to again a drafting question, and now we have former Assistant Professor Matt in the chair of the Commercial Law Faculty of the Polytech, of the name of which I can't remember. So it's a question of drafting, and I note that the quotation marks. What's the technical name for quotation mark? The thing that sits in front. The quotation mark is sitting at the beginning of each of the clauses, but is only at the end of the last one. And I wonder why. I wonder why it is not either all surrounded by quotation marks, or whether each of the lines should be, or each of the subclauses, or the header in the subclauses should be surrounded by quotation marks. And again, I think it's pretty important at some stage that we get this right. Michelle?
Schedule 1, and that we're really on Schedule 2.
Oh, sorry. I'm happy to go. I'm sorry. I was just thinking. I'm happy to switch to Schedule 2, and I just thought. I thought we were on Schedule 2 as well. I thought we were on Part 2, but I heard as I indicated, I heard my colleague Darian Fenton make an entire speech for 5 minutes on Schedule 1, and I thought it was such a learned contribution that the chair had decided that we would open it up and have another debate in the area, and we could go to some of the possible drafting errors there. And I know that the chairman comes from Southland and is generally pretty reasonable and not too stuffed shirt about his approach to these things. And I just thought,
Schedule 2. And
I just thought that he was being generous in a way. And frankly, what I want to know then is which drafting approach is the proper one, the one that is in Schedule 1 or the one in Schedule 2, because in Schedule 2 the quotation mark is just at the beginning and the end. I think it's fair to say that in Schedule 2 there is the only one sub-clause, that there's no subparts A or B of the clause, and therefore what has happened is that there is quotation marks around the beginning and the end of it, and so that for that reason that's probably it. But then when one goes to the parental leave change, one can see that the quotation mark is partway through the line, and the additions or substitutions. Or the addition here, or the repeal and substitution is outside, and doesn't appear to have the type of quotation notations that are there in the in the earlier stage. And Sarah, I mean, I know that after a number of years in this place, I should be used to some of these drafting foibles and some of the questions. And I would ask the member not to yawn because I'm likely to go to sleep during my own speech if she continues to, or is she hiding her face at the amazement at the contribution. Mr. Chairman,
Dr. Jackie Blue. The question is...
Chairman.
Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no.
No!
Party vote called for.
Absolutely.
The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
Sorry, point of order, Honourable Trevor Mallett.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think you declared a result. I think you've got to declare a result before we challenge it. You didn't say the ayes have it or the noes have it.
I'm not sure that's the case. I can make a determination that it's a split call. And I said party vote. The member consented that's what they wanted. That's what we're doing. The clerk is now going to conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
58 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
41 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
5 in favour.
Progressive.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable Chris Carter.
The ayes are 69, the noes are 51. The question will now be put, and the question is that part 2 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no.
No.
The ayes have it.
The noes have it.
Oh, party vote called
Absolutely.
for. Clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
58 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
41 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
5 in favour.
Progressive.
1 opposed.
Order.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable Chris Carter. Any other votes?
Before I declare the vote, there is 0 tolerance for comments made during voting. 0. So the ayes are 69, the noes 51. Part 2 will stand part. The question now is that Schedule 1 stand part.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Sorry, just, and it is a minor matter, and it is a matter which I have referred to, but I would like to refer you to Standing Order 136, where the Speaker is required to state the result of the voice vote. I'm not challenging your ruling, asking the Speaker to come back or anything like that, but just indicating. I know you're getting a bit tired, Mr. Speaker, but in future we've got to follow the standing orders.
I think the member would note that my conduct through the second vote had already absorbed the point he made. I thank him for his contribution. And the question now is that Schedule 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. No. The ayes have it. Yes. The party vote. The clerk will conduct the party vote.
New Zealand National.
58 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
41 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
5 in favour.
Progressive.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable Chris Carter. Any other votes?
The ayes are 69, the noes are 51. Schedule 1 will stand part. The question now is that Schedule 2 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
58 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
41 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
5 in favour.
Progressive.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable Chris Carter. Any other votes?
The ayes are 69, the noes are 51, that Schedule 2 will stand part. The question now is that clauses 1 to 3 stand part.
Chair.
Carol Beaumont.
Thank you very much, Mr Chair. Mr Chair, I'm rising to speak about the title of